Morning traders, and this is your Aussie South African Top 40 review for today. So we very much in a channel on the weekly. So if you starting on the weekly chart, you can see we are in a channel. It's a bit of a messy channel, but that's typical of the Aussie. And I think the key thing here is you need to look to the inside tails. There's our closest inside tail. It does line up with quite a bit to the left. The next pretty important level on the weekly is going to be that tail there. Okay, so that's kind of a situation on the weekly at the moment. The trend is technically down on the weekly. We're in a downward channel. Now, this is something which the Aussie can do for a hell of a long time. And a couple of years ago, we had a pretty strong channel as well. Okay, so for me at the moment, now there's lots of volatility when you're looking at the weekly chart, or you compare it back to, when was this? This was 2016. So there's still lots of volatility at the moment, and there's money to be made, but I think we just need to be careful. Now, you can see where we touched on yesterday, and I'm just going to put a level in there. That was the 200 EMA on the weekly. Okay, so just quickly cycle through the other time frames. You can see on the 200 EMA on the weekly, and we've got a indecision range bar. Okay, in a zone as well, or of a level. Now, today is non-farm payrolls in the US, so anything can happen. Probably not a wise thing to be in the market late this afternoon, from 2 o'clock South African time, pretty much. I'd like to just get out of it and wait and let the dust settle on the non-farm payrolls before even looking at it. Okay, so trend was down, as we discussed yesterday, and it continued down, and I gave you these levels yesterday. Pretty much we've bounced off the one, and almost looking like we've got a turn, but I'd like to see confirmation before committing to a trend change. So at the moment, it's still a situation of looking for shorts. Okay, so again, our closing range strategy probably wouldn't have worked out too good because we gapped down, rallied, and then sold off. Okay, one thing that is concerning me at the moment, if you look at the Williams percentage chart at the moment, we are heading up into overbought territory right now on the half hour. Trend is still down. We do have a bit of a twist starting to happen in the alligator, so there is potential for a trend change, but right now trend is still down. Technically, if you're just trading Bull Williams strategy, you're going to have to wait. We don't have a wise man number one at the moment. You're going to have to wait for a fractal break, and that is the closest fractal on the half hour, which is 48,666. Okay, so if we just drill down to the 12 minutes, you'll see trend was down. We rallied up to the alligator, bounced off it again. Okay, also testing a few breakout levels here. Let's see, there's quite a bit of action here. And then we started moving down. Now, the thing is, you can see rounding bottom here. Okay, rounding bottom, channel, inverse head and shoulders, whichever way you want to look at it. This is a bottoming pattern. And what's happened is we've broken through the alligator, we've come back to test. Well, not quite test it yet, but we are sort of going back to test it. So for me, it's right now, it's looking for longs on the short term. My stop is going to be this fractal level here of 48,113. Okay, we have broken through. Let's use another line here. We have broken through this fractal. Okay, this fractal is above the alligator, so that is a valid long signal. We've broken through at the close of the market, so it's not something you want to take, but we've come back. So as long as we stay, I mean, we can pull back onto the alligator still. So long as we stay above 48,113, we pretty much have some upside move. the upside move, if I just take this consolidation pattern here, that's pretty much our target, and you can see it takes us up to the next level. Okay, so 48,666 is my upside target, and last thing I want to do is just have a look at what's happening with things that can influence our market. So firstly, $1.1513, rand $1.1513. So slightly better, not much better, but ever so slightly better. 10 cents at the moment is down 0.2%, and the Nasdaq yesterday was up 1%, and the S&P was up 0.8%. So I do suspect we're going to get some upside, sort of at the open. Wouldn't surprise me if we get a bit of a gap up, and even a rally straight into the target before the seller stepping in. It's only 256 points. But that is going to bring us no closer to a trend change on the hour. So it's really just going to come and test the previous high here. Okay, so that's kind of my view at the moment. I think this level to the downside is fairly strong. Delete the noise. And I'm on the monthly now. And you can see there's quite a bit of interaction at this level. Okay, so this 48,365 is fairly significant. And to me, that's probably a line in the sand. If we start getting a weekly close below that, you can pretty much guarantee yourself that you're going to start testing some of these lows in the mix here. Okay, this is not a very good pattern that is forming right now. Okay, so that's my view at the moment for today. It's pretty much a bit of a bounce, not much of a bounce. Pretty much going to be looking at this previous high here. Okay, and then we should see what happens with non-farm payrolls. If it's a good number, we're going to rally. If it's a bad number, we're going to fall. And right now, there's just no way of knowing what's going to happen in the US right now. Okay, and unfortunately, that's what's driving the volatility. Okay, so yeah, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and yeah, just keep those stops tight. And if you are in the market this afternoon, keep those positions small, because you can go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye, or you can go from 0 to minus 100 in the blink of an eye. So just be careful. Okay, anyway, enjoy the day. I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.